Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, the tequila made me do it! Again. Mas Agave Grapefruit is a 9.7% tequila barrel-aged Imperial Grapefruit Gose from Founders Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So the 2020 Barrel Age series. Okay, this is technically the 5th Barrel Age series release from Founders, but I think we're probably tossing in some liberties in the counting department for that one. Now, the first one was Backwoods Bastard in January, which was previously a year-round release. I don't know if it still is. Then came KBS Espresso, then KBS, which is a year-round release now. Then the original Mas Agave was re-released, and this Mas Agave Grapefruit was released at the same time. So this is technically the 5th release in the series for 2020. Now, I was a big fan of the original Mas Agave last year. It was in my top 5 Michigan beer of 2019. So sometime soon I'll be comparing this grapefruit version against the original, but I'm going to take this one on its own merit for this video. Now, I described the original as a margarita in a glass, so let's see if margarita in a beer glass, let's clarify that. So let's see if this one carries that same weight, but of course we're going to give it its own, run through. We're going to take a look at this label, and then we're going to pour it into a glass. Let's take a look at the label. So on the front of the label, as with all the barrel-aged releases from Founders, this one has, across the top, has Founders Brewing on the neck, and it has like a bronze embossing. All the barrel-aged series beers have this embossing on them. This one, on the top, again, Founders Brewing across the neck. Then it says Founders Mas Agave Grapefruit, and it has a skeletal hand holding up a grapefruit with a monarch butterfly. It has a bunch of grapefruits in the background. Again, the bronze embossing around the edge, barrel-aged series right on the side here, and it says Imperial Gose style ale brewed with grapefruit and agave aged in tequila barrels. Founders Brewing Company, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49503. And then if we turn it around, it says on the top left corner, 9.7% alcohol by volume. This is the 2020 release. And again, Founders Mas Agave Grapefruit. The cocktail inspiration lives on. Our Imperial Gose is brewed with agave and sea salt before being aged in tequila barrels, but it doesn't end there. Once it's pulled from the barrels, it gets a dose of fresh grapefruit juice to ramp up the tanginess and to pay homage to our other favorite tequila-based cocktail, the Paloma, sweet, salty, and mouth-puckeringly delicious Mas Agave Grapefruit. And this was packaged on April 27th, 2020. Today is Saturday, May 16th. I was not going to stores, so I didn't get this, but I did get it, so now it's here. And again, I'll have a video comparing this to the regular version, but we're going to take this one on its own merit. The thing I like about the label that you should have seen, during all the close-ups and everything, is this kind of Day of the Dead, this Mexican Day of the Dead, Dios de los Muerte, and it kind of celebrates that whole thing. It has the agave on here. It has the skeletal hand holding up the grapefruit. It's just a really cool label design. And I thought the same thing about Mas Agave last year. So I'm going to grab a glass here. I'll just kind of let you in on a little bit of the magic. I had my Draft Therapy Tiku glass that I was going to bring in for this. Right before I started filming this, it shattered into 100 pieces because it got dropped on just the right angle, and that's totally destroyed. So anyways, if you see blood on me at all, it's because there's still probably glass around here. But anyways, this has the Founders Brewing gold cap on the top, as you can see from the overhead. We're going to crack this open and get a nose on the bottle here. It smells very sweet. It has a really sweet smell to it. Citrusy sweetness. It smells really inviting. There is maybe like a tinge of a tequila kind of aroma in there. Let's go ahead and pour this. It's coming out pretty yellow out of the bottle here. It's collecting a little bit more orange in the glass. As you can see, it's got a nice bit of head there, a nice about 2 fingers worth of head, and it's really it's got a really nice coloration on the bottom. It's like a orangish, yellowish, brownish, almost ruby red kind of, not ruby red, but like a reddish kind of color in there, a rusty kind of color. And holding it up to the light, there's a faint bit of carbonation. It is not totally unfiltered and totally clear. There is a little bit of a haze in there. I can see like fingers, but I can't see detail through it. If you look at the head, it is nice, white, and foamy. It's got a really super dense bubbles in it. It's really nicely compact, and it just has a really nice white head. Something that you would maybe not expect from a beer being this dark, and a lot of times the light kind of filters up through the head and it changes the color, but that's just a really nice head, and you can see it from the overhead. Let's go ahead and hold it up for a better nose here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that sweetness is a little bit subdued on the glass itself, but I'm getting a lot of this citrusy aroma. And like I said, you can tell this has some kind of tequila notes in there as well. So I'm going to dive right in. Cheers. Okay. Let's start with the mouthfeel. Mouthfeel has a nice, rich, borderline syrupy characteristic. It's a heavier head, heavier mouthfeel. There's a thickness to it. Again, like I said, borderline syrupy. It's very heavy, and immediately when the very first taste hit my tongue, salt. Like not overpowering salt, not like poured out of the salt shaker directly on your tongue kind of salt, but there is a nice salty characteristic in there. It's salty, it's tangy. I kind of almost like spit on myself right there. Salty, tangy, a lot of citrus in there, a bit of a grapefruit characteristic comes through on the finish, but it's not overpowering in any direction. It's not overpoweringly salty to me. It's not overpoweringly sweet. It's not overpoweringly grapefruit, but it's just a really nice mixture. It's super balanced. It's just really nice taste throughout. It tastes like, with that salt in there, oh man, I want to try and see if I can pick this up, but it's almost like a shot of tequila directly in this glass with a margarita as well. I'm getting that tequila barrel-aged flavor in there. I'm not getting, actually on the finish with that grapefruit, I just keep swallowing. I keep salivating from drinking this, but it's almost like there is a pinch of lime flavor in there. So it's almost like you're getting the experience of taking a shot of tequila mixed in with that margarita taste as well. And that's the thing that I really, really, really enjoyed about Mas Agave last year. It was just different from anything else that I can think of in recent history that Founders has done. I feel like it's a bit of a gamble for the barrel-aged series specifically, because the barrel-aged series have all been these, not necessarily safe. I mean, they've done the IPA, the barrel-aged IPA, and they've done barrel-aged stouts, bourbon barrel-aged stouts, different kind of stouts, just different kind of barrel-aged stouts. But whenever they do these IPA barrel-aged, beers in the series, there's always, if you read online people's commentary, they're always like, oh, great, another IPA. This is a really awesome change of pace for all the barrel-aged stuff, because you're getting that tequila flavor, you're getting a margarita flavor, you're getting the salt, you're getting that limey, just zesty bite at the end. And none of it is overpowering. I think if this is a beer that if you know somebody that might not be into beer, but they like mixed drinks, or maybe they're margarita drinkers, this... I might be, I don't know, I might be offending a lot of people, but this is like the only beer that I would ever consider putting on ice. It just has such a it's just a margarita. Like, it just has that flavor. And I know people that aren't really into beer, when you say, oh, it's like a margarita, and you give it to them and they try it and they're like, this is nothing like a margarita. It tastes like beer. It has a beer flavor. It does, but if you're a beer drinker, this tastes like what a margarita should taste like, and I think it's really just kind of amazing that Founders has done it again. Again, I really want to compare this one with the regular Mas Agave, which I will be doing, like I said, probably in an upcoming video, maybe just a few videos after this one. I'm going to be comparing the two. If you're not a tequila fan, why are you drinking a tequila barrel-aged beer? If you're not a tequila fan, I would not suggest going for this. But if you're a Gose fan, this is a really great spin on a Gose. It has all that Gose flavors, but then it has the tequila to back it up. And that saltiness from a Gose just totally lends itself and just really complements the tequila barrel-aged beer. I would love to see more variants of this. I really enjoy seeing that Founders is changing up the barrel-aged series and they're doing these variants on their existing barrel-aged beers, like we saw with KBS and KBS Espresso. Now we're seeing it with Mas Agave and Mas Agave Grapefruit. I think that's an awesome change of pace, and I hope to see more stuff like that from Founders to come. All right, friends, that has been Mas Agave Grapefruit from Founders, the 5th in their barrel-aged series for 2020. Now, admittedly, I'm a little disappointed that Founders has only decided to do 2 original releases for the series this year. But anyways, have you had this beer? Do you have any feelings on the barrel-aged lineup this year? Let me know what you thought in the comments down below while you're down there. If you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about beer twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, throwing in these beer briefs every once in a while. And I'd hate for you to miss your newest favorite because you're not subscribed and not getting those notifications. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.